Oh, Jesus Christ, that's cold.
I know.
That's dangerous. That's not OSHA approved. Hey guys, welcome back to 3BR Off-Road. Today we have a 2018 Polaris Ranger 900. It's got a broke reverse chain in it, so we're going to be yanking that transmission out, putting an upgraded reverse chain in it, and also we're going to be doing 4-inch portals on this thing. So yeah, let's dive into it. Let's jump to a quick time lapse of me yanking that thing out. Alright, so this is going to be a tough one to see, but this is a little trick I've learned doing these. A lot of people say to knock the roll pin, it's hard to see in here, to kind of see it. There's a roll pin that holds the dry shaft into the front diff. A lot of people say to knock that out to be able to then pull the dry shaft off and pull it off of the diff at the back. Well, that thing is a pain to get out. So what I do is take these 4 front diff bolts out and then just slide the entire front diff forward, pulling the dry shaft off the front. It's been the easiest way I found to do it, so let's go ahead and get that knocked out. Alright, well I got a little carried away and went ahead and just yanked it out anyways, but as you can see, you really can't see, but the pin is still in. Front diff is pulled as far forward as it can go. Just took a little bit of an angle to get her to the top, but she out. Now it's time to crack into it and see how bad the chain was and what else is messed up, if anything. Hoping nothing else, just the chain. So, but we'll see. Let's tear into it. Got it all apart. Everything looks beautiful on the inside besides this little guy. Just reverse chain, all bearings look beautiful on this thing. Alright, so I pulled out the shaft that goes out to the secondary clutch. And the shaft that has the other reverse gear on it that needs to be changed out. So this whole shaft is actually getting changed out. These bearings need to be swapped over to the new one. It's got a thicker gear right here for the reverse chain. I have the other one over here. Already pulled the bearing off the top. Next, pull the snap ring off this gear, slide it off, then this dog comes off, and then there's one snap ring left, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that off, and that will free up that reverse gear so that we can throw in the thicker reverse gear. chain is so much fatter. I mean, just looking at that, the comparison. Definitely not going to break another chain like this unless you get into some real messy stuff. I mean, there's always a possibility, but that for sure is a big upgrade. Oh, that's awesome. I need to do this on my bike. Alright, so we got everything pressed off of the shaft. We have the new shaft for the reverse and all the other gears. This bearing and this bearing need to be pressed off and pushed onto here. And then we can slide this gear with the chain around the reverse gear all the way down, and then everything else can go back on. So let me get those bearings pushed off real quick and push on this new shaft, and we'll go from there. Alright, now that we have the bearings pressed onto the new shaft, we get the chain, put it around the new shaft, put it around the new gear. It has to be on and go on like this, or else you will not get the chain on. There's just no way to put the gear on, put the chain on, then put the shaft on. It has to go in as a unit like this. Don't ask me why I didn't make it. I don't think it's the best idea, but once again, I did not make this. So then we got the washer that goes on, snap ring that holds the reverse gear in. Definitely make sure that stays in place, because once these other gears are on and tight, it's not coming off. And the other clutch, dog clutch, can go on. And we have another snap ring that goes on. Make sure that is seated in there correctly, else you will have problems later. Washer. Get this gear meshed up with the other gear. The bearing in there. Washer on top of that. And then the final snap ring goes on. That's pretty much it. The final bearing goes on, and then she's ready to go back in the bike. So when we get that pressed on, we'll get it back in the transmission. And just like that, she's all back together. And it's always fun getting this thing in, because this is a whole unit going in. This has to come out so this gear can slide in here, but then you have to mesh it up with this gear over here, get it all to line up, get the bearings in their spot, and then get it all to seat down. You gotta give it a little bit of love tap just to get in. And then you get the gear selector, I believe. I'm not sure what exactly it's called. Get this back in here and get it all lined up. This is what actually, you know, when you hit the shifter cable or hit the shifter and turns this, and it pulls the dogs up into the low, reverse, high gear, either one. And that's what controls all that. This is the fun stuff to do. Man, I can't get over. I cannot get over that chain. That thing is awesome. Why did I not do this to my bike when I had it apart twice? I'm going to be tearing in the mind soon. So I think that's it for the night. I'm going to call it for now. We'll be back tomorrow and get this thing in and start on the portals. Alright, so we got a new chain in. Everything's up. Oh, Jesus Christ, you like yelling things out in here. Got a new chain in. Got it all cleaned up, ready to go back together. Get some black silicone on there. Oh, focus. Get some black RTV silicone on there. There's a comparison of the old chain to the new one. Thing is such a massive difference.
I got a good pro tip today.
You got a good pro tip?
You got a good pro tip.
I need to run one of these on my bike. Instead of just getting stuck and going, alright, I'm not backing out. I get one of these chains and just break everything else, right?
Hey.
What's your pro tip?
Other than PPE, never take a jack on asphalt.
Why not? You don't like messed up wheels?
The jack will never roll right again.
Oh, that thing will roll fine.
Oh no, this one rolls great. That one does not.
It's fine. I got yelled at. He said if I ever take the orange jack out into the parking lot, I'm gonna get killed.
Murdered was the exact word.
Yeah. There it is. So if I ever end up murdered, suspect number 1 right there. Suspect number 2, my wife.
I was gonna say, if my jack wheels are screwed up and Corey goes missing, come find me. I won't even try to hide.
I'm scared, guys. Call 911, something. Get him away from me. Alright, let's get this thing back together and get it in there so we can start getting the portals done.
Portals! I'm gonna start doing portals right now.
Yeah, you are. So. Get that crib in. Alright, so you're gonna get started on those.
Wise idea.
What?
Buy that thing her freight sells, a spreader. It goes on the.
Yes, that would be. Instead of using 2x4s, you mean?
Yeah.
Alright, now I got the 2 halves of the cases back together. Time to assemble the gear selector shifter part. This thing right here. It's pretty simple actually. Everything's keyed, so it only goes in one way. So the first gear, there's just one little keyway in there. So it can only go on one way. If you look at the shaft itself, there's a fat spot in it where it's keyed. And that is the only way it'll slide down. This is the next piece that goes in. If you look, there are 2 little... If you look, there's 2 little timing marks on there. Little indication marks, whatever you want to call it. There's one on this little gear. It's got a little dimple right there. It goes right in between, so that's where it needs to line up. So this slides down. This slides down right into that slot. And those get lined up, and then you have the little dimples in between each other. That lets you know it's in the right spot. It's going to shift gears right. Next piece goes on, once again keyed, so it can only slide on the one way, and you're not going to get it mixed up. Same thing with this shaft.
Where's this go?
Where's what go? That goes on that truck.
I thought it went like.
It's a lift bracket for the portals.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
That's a new brake caliper bracket. Going big brake kit, bro.
Big brake kit?
Big brake kit.
What's that, like a 26-inch rim then?
Oh,
I think that's like 23 inches wide. Oh god, you're a goofball, I swear. Alright, back to serious business. Once again, spline only goes on one way. And then you have this little spring that's fun to get in. I might not be able to do this one-handed.
The punch extensions.
Who?
The punch extensions.
Punch extensions.
Yeah, the extensions that are trash that are punches now.
Oh, I have no clue what you did. Oh, working one-handed fun. Oh, my glove stuck. Oh, there, got it in. And that just keeps pressure on there. All good to go. Now some more RTV around that. And the cover can go back on. Alright, sweet. Thanks to AJ, the trans is back in. Bolted up. Next we get the intake bolted back on. Start plugging everything back in, then the belt box can go back on. Clutches. Put this side back together and start the rear portals. Won't be much longer now. So that's how I actually put the belts on these bikes. I don't pry the secondary clutch open like they say to. Just take the primary off, slip the belt in there. Once you pull it over and slide it on the actual crankshaft, it pulls the belt in and spreads it apart anyways. It's the way I've always done it. It's so much easier. I hate having to pry it in there with a wrench or something stupid to get that pried open, but you know, Can-Ams, they actually have a spot for a bolt to go in and press it apart. It makes life so much easier, but Polaris doesn't have that. They actually tell you to pry it open, and I just don't like that. Much simpler way.
I always think that's heavier than this.
So I've been doing a real crappy job tonight, this whole recording thing. Fronts are done. Brake lines are on, right?
Yeah, brake lines are done. Everything's done in the front.
Everything's done in the front, just needs to be bleeded and tires need to be put on.
We'll bleed it.
Lead, I should say.
We'll bleed it before the
tires are on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I kind of want to see it tonight with tires on, we'll wait.
Nah.
I know, because it'll be easier. Rears are on also, trans is back in, everything's attached back in the correct order it needs to be.
PPE.
PPE?
PPE.
Over here listens to music jamming.
I know. It's crucifix, bro.
It's because we can't listen to music in the shop because of, you know, recording and copyright crap. So.
Oh, jeez. I got... What really blows my noodle is I did a video on Facebook Live. It has to be 4 years ago now. Pulling a cab. Because somebody said I couldn't pull one in an hour. And I did it in 45 minutes. I can do them faster. But I had my phone sitting on the toolbox facing outward so I could read all the comments and everything. And I had the radio going. 2 years after the video was posted and it popped up on my memories, I saw it and I shared it again, and then it got copyrighted because I was playing like 80s and 90s country. Blows my noodle.
And
it probably was Garth Brooks. That guy's a... Never mind.
Yeah, okay, don't say that. I've seen him live, he's a cool guy.
I'm sure he puts on a really good show, but...
Dude, that show, we were nosebleeds, literally last row in the Amway, and we got upgraded to 4th row because he saves the first 4 rows for people who have crappy seats. Awesome guy.
For him.
Awesome guy. How dare you besmirch the name of Garth Brooks, sir? He'll roll your thunder.
I'm not, you know me, I'm not a concert goer.
I know. This is the guy I took to a metal show. I took him to see Trivium. And he literally stood like the British soldiers outside of the frickin' the palace over there, whatever you know what I'm talking about. Over in Britain or whatever, in front of the Queen's castle or whatever the hell. Stood there the entire time, beer in hand, just standing there.
No, you can't say that because I was messed up. I had MRSA at the time and probably a 100-degree fever and on all kinds of meds and everything else like that. And of course, who's gonna go to the House of Blues and not drink a Bud Light? But they don't have like the little ones.
He was zonked.
They have like the big ones. So I drank like 2 of those and all the medication I was on. Not smart. Don't do what I do, people.
Anyways, literally, it's an hour and a half of
I enjoyed the show.
Trivium on stage.
Hey,
my favorite metal band.
We took my brother there the next year.
Yes, we did. You were a little bit more enthusiastic that time. Not very much. But literally just stood there. We left. He's like, that was a good...
Get low.
Hey, hold on. We left. He's like, that was a good show. I'm like, you looked miserable the entire time. I don't get it. I don't know how I got on that tangent. I don't know what we were talking about, but...
Music?
Oh, music. A concert goer. Definitely. How dare you? That's not...
Squirrel piss.
That's not the Mopar stuff, though.
No, squirrel piss.
So yeah, portals are all in the back, just changing the brake lines because, you know, of course, it's a 1/2 inch too short. Inch, 2 inch. It's that too short. The measurement's a little off, but whatever. Making sure the portal's got all the fluid all up in them before we get tires on. Double checking why the tires are off, much easier. Alright, so she's all done. First test ride. Huh?
Sand just coming out.
Oh yeah, sand. Right at the grooves, that's what happens. I shouldn't have left the spacers in there because they're making a tinging noise. He looked back as soon as he got on it, it tinged.
RV wasn't in the back. tank, but you know.
Brakes work?
Yeah, they're a little greasy right now. Maybe there's something on it.
It's a possibility.
They're stiff though.
They work.
They're working.
Sweet. She gone.